Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Joe Griffin. I'm the city manager for the City of Sebastian. I wanted to give everyone an update on a few subjects that are important that we're going through right now, right after Hurricane Matthew, which hit about 2 weeks ago. Tell you what our progress has been and what our plans are for the future. I have here with me in my office Frank Watanabe, our city engineer. He'll also be giving you his update as far as how things are going outside operationally. First of all, as a catch up on what happened after Hurricane Matthew exited our coastline, we deployed public works folks on that Friday, and we pushed all the material off the roads, cleared the roads, and then Saturday morning we engaged a city contractor. The contractor was working on the Cavcore project and also Barber Street. We engaged them to start making passes around the city to pick up material, hurricane material, vegetation debris. We started that on that Saturday right after the hurricane. We also engaged public works employees to do the same. So in effect, we had about 3 to 4 crews working that Saturday, that Sunday, and in through that next week. After that week was over, we shut things down because we had our debris hauler, our contract debris hauler, who was going to come on site. I met with them and Frank on Monday to understand what their strategy was going to be going forward. They were on site yesterday afternoon, Tuesday. Oh, by the way, today is Wednesday the 26th, and it's about 1:30 in the afternoon. So they were on site Tuesday afternoon, ready to go today, being Wednesday morning. So they will be going around the city, and they have 2 crews with big tandem vehicles with pickers in the vehicles, picking up debris and taking it to a site at the airport to be put in a big tub and mulched up and deposited at a site that we have on the airport that's been approved by Florida DEP. So once all that's complete, which is going to be about a week and a half, we expect to have the city, all the hurricane vegetation debris and C&D construction and demo debris removed and deposited out in the site at the airport. We have had some complaints from folks that we have not picked up some debris, vegetation debris, in front of their house fast enough. And I think what happened is we jumped on this very quick that Saturday morning after the hurricane and deployed our contractor and also public works crews. And we started picking things up, and then folks started bringing stuff out to the curb later on, and they didn't realize that maybe we had already been by their street and their address. And so there is some consternation out there by some folks, but we are going to make an effort to have all this picked up within the next week by our contract hauler. And I'll turn it over to Frank, see if he has any comments or can expand on that. Frank.
Yes, thanks, Joe. Again, I'm Frank Watanabe, the city engineer. And as Joe mentioned, that we are going to start our debris operations in terms of our contractor. Under the FEMA contract we have is DRC. You'll see the truck labeled DRC. We have 2 crews going to be going out as of today. We're going to have an early crew going out with picking up any what they call a cut and toss, any hanging limbs, any trees that may have potential to drop. They're going to go with the bucket truck and going to cut all the limbs and drop them down. And behind that truck will be the large hauling collection trucks. And we're starting 2 crews on the southern part of the city and working our way towards the airport, which is going to be our debris management site. And we hope to have that done within the next 2 weeks. But the operation has started today, which is Wednesday, and the haulers will start hauling tomorrow. And beyond that, at the actual site, we will be grinding all our material, all the vegetation debris. We won't be burning it. We'll be grinding all our material, and then we'll be transporting it to other locations as needed. And so that's our operation. We hope to have all the debris collected within the next 2 weeks.
Thanks, Frank. There's also been some question about waste management and their obligations during this period when we have a lot of yard waste and vegetation debris out at the front of your residence, and it may be mixed in with each other, and what's waste management's obligations. to pick up. They are now back on their normal schedule as far as yard waste goes. And I want to read from their agreement, their franchise agreement with the city, exactly what their obligations are so everybody understands. So if you bear with me here, I'll read this exactly from the contract. All yard trash, except palm fronds, must be bundled, bagged in a biodegradable bag or containerized by the customer. Actually, that's what my wife and I do. We containerize everything and put it out to the curb. All yard trash must be separated from garbage, trash, and bulk trash no more than 4 feet in length and no more than 3 inches in diameter, less than 50 pounds, shall not exceed 4 cubic yards per collection, and shall be placed neatly at the curbside collection point by the customer. So that sounds like it's pretty restrictive and a lot to remember, but just suffice it to say, if you have loose yard waste and you put it out at the curb in a container, they should be picking that up. If they're not picking it up, you can call their customer service or you can call our citizen request line. Our citizen request line is 581-0111. Once again, 581-0111. Someone will answer that call and get back with you, and they will make the call to Waste Management. So I hope everybody understands that. Just as an aside, you should have got in the mail, if you are a Waste Management customer, you should have got in the mail a change to their yard waste, a notice of the change to their yard waste pickup days. I just got mine the other day, and at my house, their yard waste is now Monday. It was Wednesday because we had Wednesday throughout the city, but now they've divided it up into sections of the city, and they're going to hit 1 day for yard waste in each zone of the city. Council approved this at the meeting before last, I think it was. And you should be getting that notice in the mail. Once again, that's a change in the day for yard waste pickup. The next thing I want to talk about is voting, specifically early voting. Early voting is going on right now at City Hall. It started on the 24th of November. It goes into, 24th of October. And it goes until November 5th. That is Saturday. Saturday, November 5th at 4 p.m., early voting will stop. So if you choose to early vote, please come out to City Hall during those times. After November 5th, after Saturday, November 5th at 4 p.m., that will cease. There will be no more early voting. There will be voting 3 days later on Election Day of November 8th. On November 8th, you cannot come to City Hall to vote. You have to go to the precinct that is, and that's regulated by where your address is, what your residence is. And you must go to your precincts. Sebastian has 6 precincts. For example, my precinct is at St. Sebastian Church on US 1. Because of where I live in the city of Sebastian, that's what I've been assigned. So you have to go to one of those 6 precincts on November 8th to vote. So how do you find out where your precinct is? If you don't know it offhand or if you've lost your voting card, Frank, would you hold that for a second? I have a contact for you at the Supervisor of Elections office. Her name is Kathy Crockett. Her phone number is 772, of course, 226-3445. 226-3445. Say, Kathy, I live at 123 Main Street. What is my precinct? And she will tell you. Alternately, you could go online, www.voteindianriver.com. That's www.voteindianriver.com. Put in your address, your name, address, and it will tell you what your precinct is and what that precinct location is, Elks Club or whatever, to go and vote. So I hope everybody does turn out to vote. Remember, early voting, City Hall, until when? Saturday, November 5th, 4 o'clock. normal voting day, November 8th, don't come to City Hall. No one will be here to take your vote, and we will just ask you to go to your precinct. Find out where your precinct is from the supervisor of elections, and you'll be all set. So, Frank, do you have anything else to add? Okay, thank you very much. Have a good day.